Welcome to Revelation Unraveled. I'm your host, William Tapley, also known as the third eagle of the apocalypse and the co-prophet of the end times. Well, were you surprised at the Supreme Court ruling in favor of gay marriage? If you are a regular subscriber to my channel, you would not be surprised because I predicted that several weeks ago. The Supreme Court believes that their rulings take precedence over the laws of God. And the reason is because the United States government, as well as most governments in the world, are under the control of the Antichrist. The Antichrist has already begun his rule, even though he is operating behind the scenes. Scripture says that the Antichrist will try to change time, laws, and seasons. And the very first law in the Bible, which predates even the Ten Commandments, is that marriage is between one Adam and one Eve. And I believe there are two reasons the Antichrist hates this particular law. First of all, Satan hates humanity, and Satan is the Antichrist's number one supporter. And the reason Satan hates humanity is because every human being is made in the image and likeness of God. And Satan hates God, and he hates people. And no homosexual or lesbian relationship can ever create another human being. Secondly, I believe the Antichrist has a personal interest in making gay marriage legal. And that is because he will be an active homosexual. And we find this prophesied in those music videos, Call Me Maybe and Gangnam Style. Now don't laugh. One of the prophecies in Gangnam Style has already come true. And that is that the Antichrist, played by Psy, would force out Pope Benedict, who was played by the man in yellow. And I believe the other prophecies in Call Me Maybe and Gangnam Style are also accurate. Let's take a look at this clip from Call Me Maybe, where an actor plays, inadvertently, the Antichrist. The actor who plays Carly Rae Jepsen's love interest is a stand-in, unknowingly, for the Antichrist. And this tattoo which he has on his chest, "The sky is the limit," is very reminiscent of what Isaiah says about the Antichrist. You have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. Now, according to the Gangnam Style prophecies, the Antichrist will not only be homosexual, but he will have a relationship with the false prophet. Let's take a look at this clip. Another scene which suggests a homosexual relationship between Psy as the Antichrist and the false prophet is this pool scene where Psy emerges from the water. And of course, in the book of Revelation, the Antichrist is the beast which comes up out of the sea. Now you may think it is undignified of me to compare the rulings of the Supreme Court with music videos. And of course, that is what the Supreme Court would like to have you think. But let me ask you a question. Why did the Supreme Court wait until the very last day to announce their gay marriage ruling? And the reason, of course, is because for dramatic effect. They wanted the biggest headlines for the last. They will now be able to double their speaking fees. You think I'm kidding? Oh no. The Supreme Court is just as decadent as the rest of the American government. Another reason you should not be surprised that the Supreme Court declared unconstitutional actions by Congress and by the voters in California to oppose gay marriage is because Jesus prophesied that the end times it would be as in the days of Noah and in the days of Lot. And whatever happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, the fire and brimstone that rained down on those cities because of homosexuality, that same will happen to the whore of Babylon. And the whore of Babylon is primarily the United States of America. And as always, I do offer a free copy of my book, Revelation Unraveled. This is probably my last time I will offer this. If you are interested, you can write to the address you see on your screen, or you can actually read my book by clicking on it on the banner on my channel, or you can go to my William Tapley channel, and I am currently reading my book, Revelation Unraveled.